Hi YouTube, hippie chick here. Probably gonna edit the crap out of this because this is my first video, my first face video. I decided that I want to tell my story on YouTube. When I was 18 years old, 35 years ago, 1981, I woke up one morning and my foot and my leg and ankle were swollen, very swollen. So we went to the emergency room and they diagnosed me with phlebitis. There was a blood clot in my vein and it was going to, they said it could travel up to my lung or my brain, I guess explode or something, and I could die. So they sent me home with blood thinners. And I took the blood thinners because I didn't want to die. So I took the blood thinners every day for months, until it got to where I couldn't even stand up without passing out, like almost passing out. So my legs started getting bigger and bigger. Over the course of 35 years, I've been to over 50 doctors for lymphedema, looking for a cure or just even a diagnosis. I actually diagnosed myself in 1983. On the front page of the newspaper, there was this beautiful 12-year-old girl, and she was doing the typical ballerina pose, and one of her legs was huge. And I read the article and it said she had lymphedema, and I said, that's exactly what I have. So from then on, every doctor that I went to, I told them that I had lymphedema, and they would say, yeah, that's lymphedema, that's incurable, $50 please. Okay, here's a very interesting fact. Someone did a study on doctors. They took a poll and they wanted to see how long doctors spend on studying the lymphatic system in medical school. You know what their answer was? The average was 20 minutes. Out of 10 years of medical school, 20 minutes. After I read that, I said, screw it. I'm just going to find my own cure. I lost faith in doctors. A few years into having lymphedema, I started getting cellulitis, which is an infection of the subcutaneous tissues. And I would start with getting red spots on my leg, all the way up my leg, and it would turn into just a solid red, hot fever. The doctors told me I had to be really careful with shaving, and like any kind of nick or cat scratch or scrape could turn into cellulitis. So, and every time I got cellulitis, I would have to go to the hospital and be on IV antibiotics for like 2 days or 3 days, and fluids and needles and hospitals. About 10 years ago, my doctor, he prescribed me Levaquin when I got cellulitis, and no more hospital stay, no more IV needles, just one pill a day for maybe 7 days, and it's gone. So I'm lucky there, very lucky. Levaquin helps with that, thank God. I wanted to talk about another aspect of lymphedema too, which is finding clothes, pants, and shoes to fit. Because, okay, I'm going to show you my leg. That's my leg now after 35 years. And it goes all the way up to my thigh and probably up through here too. I have some edema there. way, you can see the severity of it now. You can see how probably hard it is to find clothes and shoes that fit this. Crocs, usually, for shoes, they usually help. But pants, I've pretty much quit wearing pants unless I can find palazzo pants. And I've been wearing a lot of maxi skirts, like today. So that works. I mean, I am totally fine with being a hippie chick. Another aspect of lymphedema is it just gets harder and harder to leave the house. It's gotten harder for me to go to the grocery store, so I have the world's most loving husband. He goes to the grocery store for me, and he brings the groceries in for me. And he helps me anyway, like lift things or carry things upstairs. We've been married for 28 years now, so we ain't going anywhere. But one thing that's hard is walking now, because you can see from the swelling that my body is gross. It's very off balance. It's hard to walk now. So when I have to do stairs or walk on uneven ground, I have to use a cane because it's my balance, my equilibrium is way off now. One of our favorite things to do, vacations, is the beach. And I always feel, we always have fun, but I always feel very I don't know how to describe it, but I can feel people watching and gawking at my leg, It's a very uneasy feeling. People stare a lot, but the older I get, the less I care about that. I have to keep my leg wrapped. I purposely didn't wrap it today because I was going to show you what I'm dealing with every day for 35 years. Another aspect of lymphedema that's pretty common is, in a lot of people, is depression. You can imagine. Like not leaving the house. I've gotten really bad about leaving the house now. I shouldn't be that way, because I shouldn't care what other people think, but I can feel their fascination with gross things. I don't know, I just feel like a monster. It's hard to explain unless you live with it, but I feel like the elephant woman. I feel like I have one chicken leg and one elephant leg. I use my leg sometimes tries to mess with one of my friends or something. I'll always tell him, "Oh, they better watch out. I'm gonna kick them with my big leg," and I get all attitude and everything, but in a joking way. Last New Year's Day, a year ago, I joined a Facebook group called Lymphedema Lifeline Foundation. And Cindy Lechtenhahn is the admin of that group, and she is the most amazing, caring lymphedema therapist that I've ever met. Haven't met many of them, but she has dedicated her life to lymphedema. And she told me about a doctor who's also in the group called Dr. Shim, and he has the most amazing he has a awesome surgery that he does for lymphedema, and people are getting well. And she also introduced me to Nancy V, who owns EZ Medical Wraps, and I'll put her link down in the description box, and I'll put Dr. Shim's link down in the description box too. But anyway, these three people, Cindy, Dr. Shim, and Nancy, have pulled me out of an alcoholic ditch that I had just settled into. I was gonna just slowly kill myself with wine, and I was doing a great job until last New Year's when I met Cindy, and things started changing. They started pulling me out of this ditch that I had dug for myself, and I was well on my way to death. Oh yeah, so 6 months ago, I quit drinking cold turkey. I'll have to make another video on that because that was like a religious experience that happened to me. God definitely showed up in my life a few times in my life. That was one day. These three people have helped me to realize that I'm worth it. I am worth it. And my body is a temple, and I only want to put good things in my body from here on out, so I quit drinking 6 months ago with divine intervention. Well, I started talking to Dr. Shim about his surgery, and he is more knowledgeable about the lymphatic system than any other doctor in America any of those 50 doctors. He has a deep understanding of the lymphatic system. And through our conversations, I came to know that Dr. Shim is also a most devout Christian. His surgery consists of a saltwater assisted liposuction, which you have to admit I could use some liposuction. Okay, it's a saline solution type of liposuction. And the lymphatic fluid that has accumulated in my leg over the 35 years, the saline solution flushes all that out. Then he does the liposuction. And that makes for a more sanitary environment in my leg. Next, he goes into my belly, probably my belly fat, and he harvests stem cells from my belly fat, and then he suspends them in some kind of a biogel to keep them alive, and then he injects them into several points in all up and down my leg and foot. And those stem cells will turn into working lymphatic systems. And I think it takes about 2 years for them to develop into a full system. But he transplants those stem cells near a fresh blood supply, because that's what they need to survive, is a fresh blood supply. He has some before and after pictures of his patients that are very, very encouraging. He says everyone is getting well, and everyone has normal. I'll post some before and after pictures of Dr. Shim's. And those pictures are so inspiring to me. Every patient picture that he posts, it makes me want to jump on a plane and fly to Seoul, Korea. I just want the entire lymphedema community to come to know Dr. Shim and possibly get his surgery. But you can imagine with insurance companies, you know, you say liposuction and stem cell treatment, they're pretty much not going to cover that. I can't even get my insurance to pay for garments and bandages. Well, I'm trying to raise money to get to Dr. Shim, and my brother just so happens to be the drummer for Lone Star, a famous country band called Lone Star. His name's Keith Rainwater. And Lone Star has offered to put on a benefit concert just for me. And also they're going to do a blind auction to sell things from other famous musicians to make money so that I can get to Korea. I need money for the airline ticket and for the surgery. But anyway, Lone Star's going to do a concert, and it's probably going to be in April. Probably going to be at a place called the Listening Room in Nashville, Tennessee. I am so grateful to my brother. I have the best brother, and he really wants to see me do well and start doing the things that I want to do again in my life. And his heart just goes out to me. You know, we're very close, and it just breaks his heart that I can't go hiking. So I just kind of have a message. I'm on a journey, and I want to try to get as healthy as I can before this surgery comes up in April. I've been a very strict vegetarian for about 20 years, but I recently saw a video by her channel is called Naturally Inspired 11, and she talked about how she cured her lymphedema through prayer and a vegan diet. So that just got me thinking, cheese and dairy, it's like sludge going through your body. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go vegan. I don't think it can really hurt. It's just a matter of switching products and, switching. I have a GoFundMe account if you feel moved to donate to my cause. I'm going to get to Korea one way or the other, whether I have to make payments to Dr. Shim for the rest of my life. I'm going in April. Dr. Shim and I both discussed that April is our goal. So I hope that anybody watching this is inspired to just not be so down about it and try to find hope and pray and just live in the moment and try to be happy in it. Don't live in the past and don't live in the future. Just live in the moment and find some inspiration. My inspiration is YouTube. So, I guess that's my story. So, Hippie Chick, signing out.